Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you. It might not. All right. So heads up on this, but this person I'm picking up on in this reading is extremely, extremely negative. Like, it's almost unbelievable how negative this person is in their soul, in their spirit, and their energy as a person, just generally all around. But it's also shocking how specifically negative they are towards you in particular, because this person targets you, is targeting you, is fixated on you at this current moment in time. And I do want to talk more about that, but I want to push a little further into who this person actually is. Yeah. And I actually want to call this out right now because I can feel this person's energy just like fixated on you. But also in this reading, this person is looking right at me. And it's really unnerving. But to me, that tells me that this person does have some kind of psychic capability, and they're able to pick up on me and my energy, picking up on this situation. The other thing is that there is some kind of like energy, like disruptive, disturbing energy that just like kind of comes up and off and out of this person's space. And it could be that they're doing that on purpose, that they have some kind of magical capability and they're cloaking their energy and they're intentionally trying to, scramble and, cast illusions and cloak themselves. It could be that that's the case. But also, this person is extremely negative and very, very low vibrational. And God is truth. So God energy is truth. It's clarity. Well, this person is very, very far away from that. And so it could just be as a result of who they are and where they are, just frequency wise, energetically speaking, that their energy is just naturally like very scrambled and has this kind of like scrambling effect. I don't know, but just calling that out in case that's something that you've kind of experienced here. But also I get that this person's actually really afraid of being seen, and they're kind of afraid of psychics is what I want to say. I think they're afraid of like intuitive people. Now, I think you're intuitive, they're intuitive, and of course I'm intuitive, or any other like reader or somebody that you would go to look into this. And it doesn't even have to be somebody that does this like on the internet or professionally. This could be like a friend or something they could be picking up on. I'm just letting you know that. They seem to be really afraid of that because this person has secrets. They have skeletons in their closet, and they do have vulnerabilities. There's at least 3 of them here. And they're afraid of that being discovered or found out or picked up on. And they feel like that's psychically because this person operates from the shadows very much. And so they don't like to be seen and they don't like to be called out. And even as I'm kind of identifying certain things about them in my mind, they like shy away. And so they really don't like to be seen. Anyways, getting back on track with, who this person is. I'm strongly getting that this is a woman. Very, very strongly. A woman from your past, I just heard. But then I just heard, now you're just somebody that I used to know. And I think that might be how you feel about her, because for some of you, this was a sibling or a friend. There's kind of that energy here. It's like frenemy, because this person puts on a very positive front. And they're pretty good at it, but it is like very surface level. But they're maybe a good conversationalist, like maybe very sociable. And that's the front that they like to give. And they really don't like people to push too far because it is just surface level. And so if you ask too many questions, or if they say too much, then eventually you're going to put together that this person's like a hypocrite, or the things that they say don't exactly add up. And they kind of know that, actually. They kind of know that. So let me just keep going. They keep kind of throwing me, but I'm just going to keep coming right back to it, even if I get distracted. So like I said, it could be a sibling. It could have been somebody that you thought was your friend, but it's kind of like that frenemy energy. This also could have been somebody that you frequented like their business or their shop, or they frequented yours. And so it's kind of acquaintance energy, but you would have thought that there was some kind of positive, association here between the two of you, that it was kind of like, you were friendly, that kind of energy. Now, it also could be that this person really wasn't close to you at all, actually, but they were like watching you from the shadows. Ugh, I just got like the creeps. Yeah, like watching you from the periphery. And I think what I'm about to say is true if they're that person, or even if this was somebody that you did know in a more social, kind of more direct, maybe even routine kind of a way. But this person just like sat and watched you from the sidelines, and they observed you in some kind of space. And whatever this space was, I think it could have been a place that you went to go hang out with your friends, or to like there's like a social energy, even if this was work, I feel like there was kind of like a social vibe or like a social environment to what it is, because that's what this person is watching and observing in you. And that is what they are triggered by. And actually, I think there's some kind of mirroring between you and this person in terms of like sociability and communication, because you are very social and maybe very positive in your communication, but you use that for connection and, I just heard the way you make me feel. Like, I feel like you make people feel really good and it's all like very genuine. You bring people together. It's positive. Now, with this person, they are capable socially, but they use it to separate. They have this kind of hot potato energy in regards to conversation, especially where you are concerned. But I'm also getting that this person has done this before. Maybe this person has done this to their sibling or to their friend or, something, but I just get that they've done this before. It also could be to you that they've done this before. But what this person does is they kind of observe, they watch, and they want to destroy whenever they feel jealous and envious. And that's what's going on here. And so what they do is they don't approach directly. Like I said, this person kind of operates from the shadows, even though they might be a very social kind of energy. They operate from the shadows. So they want to destroy, but it's like by coming up through your social connections and your social circles. And they use conversation in order to do that. And like I said, they kind of observe and then they hot potato something into the conversation. And they're targeting certain people. This could be more than one person. I'm getting specifics here though. So it could be an emperor energy. So this could be a boss. Maybe this person. There's also a kind of energy of you being the favorite. And I don't think that you see yourself this way or because this person's kind of psychic as well. So you could have even been new in an environment. I don't know. But this person was afraid at the very least that you were the front runner or you were the favorite. So again, like I said, there's an emperor energy here. So it could have been a boss. It could have been with a father, which, I mean, if your father is showing that you are their favorite, that's not really great. It also could have been like a love interest. So there could have been an emperor here, and they could have like, again, thrown this hot potato, some kind of message that they sent or something that they said just kind of off the cuff. But this person very much knew that they were doing it. I think that they said it just very casually, or they could have even said like, well, I'm just trying to be your friend. They could have suggested, that's what it is. It's just to implant something in this person's mind. And that way it gives them this, what's it? Like culpability. It makes them not culpable, where they can plausible deniability too, where they can say, well, I didn't say that, but they did. And they knew what they were doing. Because again, this person operates from the shadows and they don't like to get called out and they don't like to get seen in terms of their strategy. So they know what they're doing, but there's always this kind of like, well, I didn't mean it that way. You must have just took it that way kind of a thing here with this person. So they could have suggested that if this was a love interest, that you were interested in a friend, but I can see that you weren't. You're just a very pleasant, sociable person. But they twist that. That's what this person does. They take your beautiful social energy and they twist it and they try to make people doubt you. That's what it is. This person's trying to cast doubt on your energy. Now, the emperor energy is one thing, but this also could have been a friend group, like your friends, that I think you've been very benevolent to and brought a lot of value and a lot of friendship. But this person, especially if they're this periphery person, they could have tried to get close to like one or maybe multiple of your friends. And then again, done this same thing in conversation, like said something. And I feel like they could have outright lied, whatever this is. Just this person's not a good person at all. So they'll just make something up in order to split and divide. This is people away from you. This is also split people in their mind about you, because you're beautiful on the outside, I think, but you're beautiful on the inside. So this person wanted to cast some kind of doubt. But it also could be in this friend group where it kind of is meant to pull this friend group apart, where one group is going to have one perspective, another is going to have another perspective in order to kind of pull that apart. Now, the other thing here is like a sibling could have been targeted, or like maybe you have more than one sibling. And it could have been the same kind of like as this friend group. But like I said, what this person did and what this person does is they hot potato some kind of message energy is. And it's really sneaky, whatever this person does, but they very much know what it is that they're doing. But like I was saying earlier, I feel like this person is fixated on you at this current time, and they're feeling really nervous about an emperor energy. And that could be the same emperor from your past. So boss, father, partner, that this person, this crazy lady, to some degree successfully ran their little hot potato of deceit strategy on, where they knowingly threw out some kind of lie that they knew would get him up in his head about you and who you really are and who you really love, and your value, it was meant to pull him away from you. So they could be nervous that this emperor is finding them out, is working out who they are and the lie that they told and why they told it. But it also could be another emperor that has entered the scene somewhere in this situation. And I also just heard for some of you, it could be multiple emperors. It could be up to 3 emperors that are entering in like different aspects. So it could be on their side of things where maybe this emperor is a new member of this like friend group or this sibling group, or to do with this emperor, like is a new friend, or possibly even somebody like a therapist or something. And that emperor, whoever they are, is very strong in their energy and they're a really like healthy mirror. And it could be that there was a conversation about you and this guy was asking the right questions, and it highlighted some kind of truth here that this person was trying to obscure. That could be the case. Because remember, this crazy person, they don't like people to look too closely at them and their narrative or the lies that they've told, because it is easy to kind of poke holes in their story. And I do feel like this person, they do feel very vulnerable here at this current moment in time. Now, this also could be, maybe a new boss, and this boss has seen something or pointed something out that this person, again, was trying to obscure about themselves and in regards of you. This also could be on your side of things where, Emperor, for me, it's Aries energy. So you could just, be very strong in your energy. You figured out who you are and you're just expressing that kind of unashamedly. And that's a very powerful mirror. But it also could be, maybe there's a new boss on your side of things and that boss sees your worth just fine. And maybe you got recognized or promoted, or maybe for some of you, you're in a new relationship. But whatever this is, it's really making this person nervous that they're about to get found out. And I think for some of you, this has to do with why this person is like fixated on you at this current time, because I feel like this person heard something. They like overheard a conversation, and I think you were being discussed. And I think whatever was being said, it was very complimentary. Like people were speaking very well of you. And I don't know exactly what they were saying. I think they were saying a lot of positive things, that maybe you were looking good, or you were looking healthy, or you're doing really well for yourself, or you're growing, you're flourishing. Some people could be saying that you're in a new relationship, but they were just saying very high praise about you. And what they're showing me is like in this conversation, it's almost like working out a splinter, where like the splinter is like rising and rising and rising until it's getting like pushed out. And spirit is assisting in this. And this person either saw that or sensed it. And that's why they are fixated, because they want to go through, they want another cycle. They want some kind of new beginning. But keep in mind, what this person does is they kind of watch on the periphery. And I feel like that's what this person does. They observe you. So they know what hot potato to throw. They know what to say to kind of, again, call your energy into doubt. And I feel like that's what this person is wanting to do. They could feel really angry, maybe about a message that you sent. And if you sent some kind of message here, I feel like it was in the right energy. I feel like, you're a very loving person, or it was fair or diplomatic. It was in a positive energy. And I think it really pissed this person off. Maybe there was conversation about that. Maybe it exposed them, again, as like the hypocrite that they are. But I feel like this person did their best to obscure that, or they want to really cause some kind of blockage here. They don't want to take responsibility for this lie that they told, or for getting in between relationships here. They don't want to take responsibility, but I think they might also send some kind of message or try and like startle, they do their little hot potato routine so that somebody else here doesn't take responsibility and doesn't reach out and have a fair, honest back and forth with you. They want to prevent that at all costs. They also want to prevent some kind of decision from being made, something to do about like maybe a routine, or it's a 10 of Pentacles that's coming up. So some kind of permanent decision about family or moving, or like a business or money, again, like routine energy, because if it's how they want to maintain power, or again, like some kind of routine, because this person feels like they're in control in some way of the narrative, or of their face, of the storyline, and they don't want that to change. And I feel like there is something here to do with favoritism. And this reading's honestly been so long, I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but I feel like this person, they're really resentful because I feel like you are naturally the favorite, or some kind of pick for something. And it's because you're really positive. I mean, we've got Venus and Gemini energy here. And you know, Venus is the esoteric ruler of Gemini. So there's a really pleasant countenance to you, really pleasant way that you speak. Oh, and the Emperor energy, because, you know, Mercury, which is the natural ruler of Gemini, but Mercury is the esoteric ruler of Aries. So we've got these kind of two proper energies here that I think maybe this person was trying to twist around. So maybe this Emperor is finding his voice, or this new Emperor that's coming in, very skilled in terms of Mercury, like pattern finding and communication. And it could be that somebody here is like in therapy, somebody that they tried to fool or something. Yeah. And I think part of this conversation too, because this person, this crazy lady, she wants to destroy you. And I feel like on some level feels like it's her purpose to destroy you. And it comes from a place of jealousy. And that's really intense. But yeah, I feel like because she wants her place in the world, and what she wants is to take your place. And I'm seeing her like cry kind of hot tears because she's being found out, and she feels victimized by that, which is crazy. But she's saying, well, you have everything, you know, like you won't even miss it. Like I don't know, but it's just manipulation. I mean, this person is really angry, and I think they're angry because they thought that they had destroyed you, but then it's like you replanted yourself and you still bloomed and blossomed anyway. And it's because the power of you lies within, and you take it with you wherever you go. And this person thought that they could just take something from you. But you know what? I feel like also you're like heart energy of like this group or something. You're the heart. And I don't think it was the same ever, like after you, like whenever you left, it's not the same. And I think this person's learned something about that, where despite all their scheming, they didn't really take your place because this group's not the same anymore. This guy's not the same anymore. It's not the same without you because you were such a significant part of it. You brought Venus energy, value, fairness, again, this positive way of communicating. And this person is just beside themselves with their jealousy. But like I said, they're very defensive because they want some kind of rebirth energy. They want to go around again with whoever their target was or is. But I think they're being found out, to be honest. I think it's really just a matter of time. And they're very nervous about it. And in the past, this reading's already been so long, but I do feel like this person like attached themselves to a masculine energy, and it was maybe for money or some kind of expansion. And also there's something weird about the father here as well, where it's the schnozberries, daddy, the schnozberries. It's like maybe this person's really spoiled. Maybe they're like daddy's little pet kind of thing. But they thought that it was going to expand them or give them money or status. And I do think that in attaching to whoever this is, it could be that person's really noble, but trusted the wrong person, which is them. But they wanted that to be seen in that energy as well, and that could have to do again with a boss, some kind of reputation energy. It could be a lot of things romantically. Yeah. But I'm not going to go too deep into that because like I said, this reading's already been long as it is, but I feel like something's being found out about this person. And there's something here about, I think this person was fixated on you in the past. And then when they went to check back up on you, which I think was because you were mentioned positively in conversation, they were surprised at what they saw because they thought that they had destroyed you. They thought that they eroded your self-esteem. They thought, I don't know what they thought. So whatever demons think, this person was thinking. So anyways, I'm going to leave that there. If that resonates, please be on your guard and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.